Hey guys, in today's video we are checking out a wireless XLR system by Kimafun. This is a wireless XLR system that can be used for transmitting signal wirelessly to like speakers, or if you want, you could plug it in to a microphone like this and send the signal wherever you want wirelessly. It does actually send phantom power, which is different than I've seen before on these types of wireless XLR dongles, which is really cool. It is not in 2.4 gigahertz, so it is definitely a better frequency. There's 16 channels to choose from, and overall I'm just going to go over the system and see if it's something that you might be interested in. It's a very cool product. Thank you, Kimafun, for sending me this. It's not a paid video. They just sent it to me to check out, and I really liked it. I've been using it over the last couple of weeks at my gigs, and it's been great. And they gave me a second one, still in the plastic and everything, to do a giveaway to my subscribers. So one of you watching this video will be able to win this system. So be sure to stick around to the end of the video for that. But before we get started, I post videos like this all the time, stuff on wireless, MIDI programming, gear reviews, finding cheap stuff for musicians on Amazon, stuff like that. It's a music tech channel. If you're interested in seeing more stuff like this in the future, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell to be notified when I put out new videos. And hitting the thumbs up button is a free way to support the channel. Also, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram at Scott Ewell Music. Also, as I mentioned in my video last week, I am giving away a free in-ear monitor system, so I will be doing the drawing for that as well during this video. All right, let's check out the system. All right, so first of all, it comes in this really nice carrying case. Their in-ear monitor system that I reviewed also came in a really nice carrying case. In my videos, I always love carrying cases, but it is really nice just to have a way to carry your gear and protect it. So you have the two main units right here. And then you have a little pouch up here where you get a dual micro USB cable for charging. And then you can store the two antennas, which is a way to get a longer signal out of these, which is really cool. So these are your main ones, the transmitter and the receiver. Now it does come with an option where the receiver is 1/4 inch if you want it, but I got the one with XLRs, which is how I would run this more often. But you do have that option. So this is the transmitter. So hold the power button, turns on. And then what you do is you have this plus or minus button right here. So you hold one of those, and it'll start blinking, and then you can change to one of the other channels. And you can go through 0 through 9 and A through F. So you get 16 different channels to choose from. So I'm going to set it just to channel 1, and then you can just let go, and it'll blink for a minute, and then it'll set itself to channel 1. You do get this switch right here. So all you have to do is switch that one over to the right. You'll see this light turn on, and that means you're providing phantom power to the microphone, which is great if you need to give power to like a condenser mic or something like that. So this is the Beta 87, which is one of my favorite mics to use, and it needs phantom power to work. So I was never able to use wireless XLR before, but because this one provides phantom power, now this microphone does work. And I have successfully gigged with this setup, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. On the bottom here, you have micro USB, and that is for charging the unit. But you also have this little spot where you can screw in the antenna right here, and that's going to extend the range of this. So that's a way to almost double the range of this system in order for it to go a bit further, which is really cool. That's really cool that they give you the option. If you don't need a whole lot of range, you don't need that. But if you do need to go a little bit further, having that as an option is pretty sweet. This is the receiver. Same thing, so plug this into your mixer or wherever you're trying to send the signal to. Hold the power button till it turns on. It's currently set to channel 8, so I'm going to hold the down button till it blinks and then set it to channel 1. And you'll see that the RF light comes on when it's on the same channel as this one. So there is supposed to be a sync option right here. You push this switch over to sync, and it's supposed to, go into this mode, start syncing, and you put these right next to each other, and they're supposed to sync over infrared. However, as you notice, it's not working. I don't know if I just got a defective unit or not. Maybe yours will work, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of sync mode, and I'm just gonna manually set it to the same channel. I don't know really why. I mean, it doesn't save you that much time to do it anyways. So now these are both set to channel 1. You can see the RF light is on here. Also on the bottom, you have the charging port with micro USB, as well as the option to plug in the antenna, which again, I do recommend doing if you are going to plan to use this with longer distances. All right, specs in less than 1 minute. Time me. So this one does transmit in the 900 frequency band, 902 to 928 megahertz. Although, if you look in the manual, you get different ones based on where you are. So that's for the US, the UK, the EU, Japan. They're all different based on what country you're in, which is really cool. But as far as the US, this is a much more reliable frequency than 2.4 gigahertz because it's not going to get interference with Wi-Fi and stuff like that. You do have 16 different channels. It provides phantom power if you need it. The continuous working time is 5 hours. although that does drop to 2 or 3 if you use phantom power, because phantom power, of course, takes up more battery, and it does have a lithium rechargeable battery built into it. The transmission range is about 65 feet without the antennas, which is a little less, but it can reach up to 165 feet if the antennas are installed. So I do recommend using the antennas. The device takes 2 hours to charge fully, which isn't very long at all, and the receiver can either be XLR or quarter-inch male, depending on what you need. So as far as price, it's currently $140 on Amazon. Purchase links will be down in the description down below. I think that's very fairly priced and definitely worth it. If I didn't have this product, I would definitely spend that money in order to get it, because this system has been working really great for me over these past couple of weeks, and it's now a part of my setup. So again, purchase links are down in the description down below. Okay, so next up for a tone test, I am going to just plug this in to just a standard SM58. You know, you've all heard this a billion times. I'm going to plug it just directly into my audio interface, and you'll hear how it sounds. I will do one that has processing of EQ and compression of the way that I would do it. And then I will do the same clip with it just completely dry so you can hear how it sounds. If you're new to my channel, I don't do A/B comparisons. I think it's a waste of time to sit in studios listening really, really closely to see if it A/B sounds exactly the same. You shouldn't have to sit and A/B compare it when you're going to be using it live, and there's so many different factors that go into it live. As long as I can get a good usable tone out of it, it's worth using. This system does sound great in my experience when I've been using it. However, I will do this test just so you guys can hear how it sounds. So here you go. Hey, mic check 1, 2. Hey, hey, mic check 1, 2. Hey, hey. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Mic check 1, 2. Hey, mic check 1, 2. Hey, hey, mic check 1, 2. Hey, hey. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Mic check 1, 2. Okay, so my experience with this, so I've been using this over the last couple of weeks, like I do with all my gear before I post about it. I always want to test it out. So I've used this on just a standard SM58. I tried doing that. I used it on my Beta 87, which requires phantom power. And then I've used it for wireless speakers. Normally what I do is I send the signal to one speaker and then I daisy chain that to the other one. What I did with this system is I replaced the cable with this and just sent it wirelessly. And it worked great. There were no problems with it. It was awesome. It was great to do that, especially for sending speakers wirelessly. There's one place that we play in Denver all the time at this place. And the way that the speakers are set up, we have to send it from where the stage is, and then we have to send it across at the door. So it's either send a long cable over the door and make sure that it's up there. Cause I mean, it's downtown Denver at 1 a.m. People are tripping over it. So it's really nice just to have this is coming out of our mixer, and then this goes to one of the speakers over there. It's really, really convenient. So for running speakers, it's been amazing. I'm using it that way. It survived the 4+ hour sets that we did. So we had no problems with that. So when I used it with the SM58, I did that because no phantom power. And, I had a 3.5 hour set that time that I used that. And I wanted to make sure that the battery life would work. And sure enough, it did. With sound check and everything, it never died on me. With the Beta 87, it's rated to be 2 to 3 hours of battery life with the phantom power on. I had a 2-hour set with that. So I made sure to turn it on a half hour before we started playing. But, I had it on for quite a while during sound check. So that was, somewhere between 2.5 and 3 hours, and it never died. So I can confirm the battery life. It definitely survives up to 5 hours without the phantom power and up to 3 hours with the phantom power, which is great. Okay, so I think I'm going to be asked about this one. So I also reviewed a similar product by Licado that was very, very similar. Comparing and contrasting them. So price point, these Kimafuns are a little bit more expensive by about $40. So not bad at all. Where the Kimafun one wins is it comes with the case. Again, I say this in all my videos. I love things that just have a case just to carry it. It just makes your life so much easier. The range is greater when you have the antennas on. When the antennas are off, the Licado is longer. The Kimafun one has 16 channels, whereas the other one only has 4. And I think that's the main selling point for me, is that you have more channels to choose from with the Kimafun one. Also, the Kimafun one also has the option of phantom power, whereas the Licado one does not. Where I think the Licado one wins is that it's a lot slimmer. It's a lot smaller, it's a lot thinner. It's not as thick as the Kimafun one. So ultimately what I think, there's 2 things to it, is that this one is better as far as specs, more channels. However, I think this Can I even get this in frame? This looks a little goofy if you're going to be singing into this like live. I mean, it works. If you're singing as like a front man, singing into this, I think looks a little silly. If you're doing like interviews with someone, I think it's totally fine. That looks a little goofy as a lead singer, whereas this looks a little more tolerable. It still looks a little goofy, but ultimately that's up to you if you think if the look matters. As a backup vocalist, which is what I am, you know, I play guitar and then I do backup vocals, and this is sitting on my mic. And people can't really see it, you know, it's angled like this. You know, though it does look a little different, but at the same time, it's not the end of the world. So for backup vocals, I think it's fair. That's the main thing I think that would be different about the Licado system. I think it's better for lead vocals and stuff like that if you're planning on doing that. However, in my opinion, you get more things out of the Kimafun, and that's part of the reason why it's a little bit more expensive. It's up to you on which of those features you need. I personally will say I'm very grateful that I have both of them now. And the main reason why is because they're both on different frequencies. The Licado one is on 5.8, and the Kimafun is in the 900, 902 to 928 megahertz. And I just recently put out a video explaining if you're going to use cheap gear, the best thing that you can do is have cheap gear on multiple frequencies. But ultimately, with cheaper gear, you usually have less available channels, and therefore you can get a dropout. So for me, if I bring one of these to a gig and one of them isn't working, say the Licado one isn't working, that probably means that 5.8 gigahertz is crowded and I won't be able to use it at the show. Therefore, I would use the Kimafun ones instead, which is really convenient to have both systems, because now I can try using both of them and go to two speakers, you know, if I want to, if I'm doing like a DJ set or something like that, or if I'm running sound for an event or something like that. And if they both work, great. If one of them doesn't, then it's more likely that the other one is going to work since it's on a different frequency. So I like having both, and I will keep both of them, and I will continue to use both of them. So purchase links to purchase these will be down in the description down below. They are Amazon affiliate links. It doesn't cost you anything extra to use those links, but it is a free way to support the channel if you decide to use those links. So I would appreciate it. But one of you will be able to use this one. So thank you again to Kimafun for sending me 2 of these. Again, it's not a paid video. They just sent it to me to check out, and I did ask them to send a second one so I could do a giveaway to my subscribers. Anyone who leaves a comment, any comment that's left from the day this video comes out and 5 days after this video comes out is entered to win this system, and I will be doing the drawing on my video next week. You have to be a subscriber though, so subscribe, leave a comment, and best of luck. Okay, like I said, I was doing a drawing last week for this wireless in-ear monitor system, so I'm going to do the drawing for that now and see who's going to win. Do not allow duplicates. Do not include replies. There we go. 41 comments. And the winner is American Me. So I'll be in touch with you on how to get that wireless in-ear monitor system sent to you. So congratulations. Just in case, if you don't get a hold of me soon, this is the backup TSTU 1701. So thank you guys for entering, and good luck on the contest this week. So that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys found this content helpful, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. It does a ton to support the channel and feed the YouTube algorithm gods and all that stuff, so I would really appreciate it. Check out some of my other gear that I've reviewed. I've reviewed a ton of cheap gear for musicians. I seem to specialize in that more than the expensive stuff, although I have reviewed the expensive stuff as well. If you guys have any other cool gear you want me to check out, please leave a comment down below. I'm always interested in checking out new gear, especially stuff that makes my life easier like this. I'm pretty obsessed with wireless, and this system is great, so definitely leave recommendations down below. Check out some of my other videos by clicking the links on your screen now. Don't forget to follow me on my social media pages at Scott Yule Music on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.